Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Taku Katsu. I'm your host, Wonderboard Patrick, joined by Wonder Man Cori.
I am here to yell at you about the grass and you have the lawn that you are on.
That is wonderful. And, of course, let's not forget the Wonder Girl, Vicky.
I am here to do what must be done for those it must be done for.
And when you turn 18, you'll be a Wonder Woman.
Ooh, very true, very true. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful episode. It is happy Easter, because I believe tomorrow is Easter Sunday, and it's very relevant to our episode today, Wonder Egg Priority.
Easter egg priority.
Easter egg priority. That is great. A lot of symbolism with the holiday, especially. Maybe it might jump into this episode.
We even got like a Jesus allegory. Oh, what?
Yep.
Synergy.
They were spot on. They knew what they're doing.
I wish we would have released it actually on Easter. It would be even better.
That's true.
Hey, we could possibly do that. But
welcome from the past. Happy Easter to the future.
I hope you had plenty of candy, or you talked about Jesus, or if neither of those, a good Sunday.
Hopefully no strange women were broken from your eggs and didn't get attacked by monsters. But that's a different type of Easter, I guess. But yes, our show today was Wonder Egg Priority. The show, I'm just going to give you a little short summary. It's about a girl called Ai. She finds a beetle in the streets. She buries it, and this beetle comes back to life and offers her a wonder egg, I guess, as I'll call it. And later in the episode, she breaks the egg, and a girl pops up from it. And after that, they enter like a weird reality where monsters are trying to kill the girl in the egg. And Ai, raises up her courage and defeats the villain of the week and saves the girl. By doing this, apparently she can save her friend by continuing this process of hatching these eggs and saving the Wonder Girls, as I call them, from their trauma or the villains, I guess. But that's kind of the summary of this, a short summary of the show. It's there's a lot more going on to that little tidbit. But I guess to get us started, Cori, what is the things that you like about this show?
What do I like about it? The art is fantastic.
Yep.
Very pretty, very shiny. Somebody who knew how to draw real good was doing real good on this one. Okay, I'll say this. As we've kind of talked about before about how we all met, I feel like there's some real aggressive friendship going on in this show. And I appreciate exactly the exact amount of aggressive friendship that happened in this show. Any more is too much. Any less, you might miss out on a good friend. And I don't know. There was something about that. I was just like, yes, that was you're being pushy, but in the right way, or assertive friendship. I should use the correct term.
Yep,
I know better. Assertive friendship. I really, really liked how she's... Okay, so what's interesting about Ai as a main character is she's definitely like, I am alone. I am extremely socially isolated, if not awkward. And the first opportunity she has to make a friend, she is on it. Like, oh, we're going to be friends now. Can we be friends? Hi, how can I help you? I want to be your friend. And then she backs off. And she basically does this again in the next episode because I had to watch the second episode. So
me too.
She's definitely hitting all the adorkable points pretty hard. She's got the stylized Japanese blue hair, which is required if you're going to be adorkable at all. And if you're going to be cute and adorable, those are always nice if your character trait is basically Mercury or Hinata.
It's very true. It's very true.
To be clear. I do appreciate in a sort of backwards way on how much I'm going to watch this girl go through PTSD and other girls go through PTSD because this show is
Yep.
gonna
Yep.
hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So and it does a good job. Like I don't
Yes.
feel like it's like using it as an excuse to make the plot go long. I don't feel like it's trying to trick me into caring about somebody. Like, oh, her dad's dead. Like, it's not that. It's, I mean, there is something going on with dad. I think. Like, is he a stepdad?
No, I think the dad isn't. She's seen it. First of all, we just know the mother, but there's that teacher character. So there's like the mother who's there, and then there's a teacher that visits her, that checks up on her,
Brings her homework.
because apparently Ai is like, yep, her brings her homework. Ai is like still a shut-in, and she only travels at nighttime on her adventures, and comes home
Yeah.
after that.
It's
But-
super good. Very enjoyable. I have a lot of things to say that are silly complaints. I do feel like at one point I felt like this show was going to turn into a battle royale.
Really?
It didn't do
Mhm.
that, but I definitely had that for a moment. I was like, okay, people start to murdering each other, and then it didn't happen exactly that way. So I'm okay with that. That's most of my points there.
What about you, Vicky?
I love this show. It was very good at showing a character through her actions instead of like saying like, oh, she's a lonely girl. Like you see her standing and mourning this dead bug that she goes through the trouble of burying, and then just it comes back and like is like, hey, what are you doing here? I know something cool to show you. And that's what starts her on this adventure of, I almost think it's like redemption for her as well. And a way of like making friends. I don't know. She seems like a very complicated character with a tragic history, and so do I haven't seen the second episode, but I'm assuming that everyone that comes from these eggs will be tragic as well. And
Yeah, definitely.
just seeing the part that I did about the friend that was her first best friend, and then that she killed herself. I'm like, holy crap, what happened? But it's sad in a good way. Like it makes you feel things.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, and going back to the art, crisp as hell. Like the detail, you can even see like the clothing folds of like her shorts when she's sitting down. I'm like, some anime would just like have that flat, but it's like, nope, you get the bunched up, awkward clothes and just all of it. Her eyes are amazing, even though she hides one because she gets bullied for it. Just so crisp. This is probably the best looking anime I've seen in a long, long time.
Ooh, one thing I forgot to say, which you probably were going to bring up, Patrick, but Vicky, English or Japanese?
Japanese, always.
I watched both of them in English because I thought I wasn't going to be super into the show. And then I was like, oh, I got to watch the rest of the show. And then Patrick?
Yep, I saw the episode 1 on Japanese, and then I watched episode 2 in English.
Weird.
And I enjoyed both. Yeah, I actually, because I was trying to think, like, I wanted to know how they sound like, because I usually watch more of the Japanese dubs, but for this show, I was like, I want to know how they tackle it, and like especially with these type of like characters. And I really enjoyed both of the dubs, like in English and Japanese. I probably will want to watch it in English because I kind of seem to prefer more it's like a unique take on the characters, because they're not all high pitched schoolgirl characters in the English version. So it's like they're like really honest. It feels like an honest portrayal of like a really serious take on like a middle school character. I'm assuming that they're middle schoolers or somewhere in high school.
Let's just call them 14.
But they're not your typical.
They're 14. They're right there.
Yeah, exactly. They're 13 or something. But they're not your typical high school pitch, cutesy or that type of voice. Especially with they introduce like your stoic character. At the end of the first episode, and so it was interesting to just kind of watch, how they portray the voices. And yeah, I really like the show as well. Very colorful and also very dark, like contrasting tones of colors where whenever they enter the other world where the monsters come, like you see like the walls getting splattered by like graffiti wherever they approach you or whatever. But yeah, I really like just the colors of the show. Like you said, animation is amazing, and like one random thought, I guess I'm pretty sure everyone has thought of this before, but if I haven't seen all of Madoka Magica, but it really has that feel of Madoka Magica to it, where it's like it's not the same as like a there's like bug that kind of like offers them the pseudo contract to do his bidding, let's say, and they're not magical girls per se, but they are doing the magical girl thing, saving a character from the villain, defeating the villain of the week, and rescuing that and going, that's kind of like that loop where okay, we see the egg, we crack the egg, find the girl, save that girl to save her friend, right? It's kind of like that loop. So I guess we could expect that like process. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about that comparison with Madoka Magica? Since I'm sure, have you guys seen more of it?
First, I'm like, how did you watch part of Puella Magica, Puella Madoka,
I couldn't watch
and
all
then
of
not
it.
finish it? Like, how did you not finish it? If you get 2 episodes in, you're sucked in. Like, how do you not finish it?
Pretty strong show too.
It does have very strong similarities. Like, you have this creature that talks to the girls, gets them to fight some kind of villain, and I'm thinking if it follows the same lines, Ai is going to end up in an egg.
Oh man, okay, now I gotta say it.
Oh, that's gonna be sad. No.
This show is Madoka Magica and Gantz combined in a weird way, and then you add a little sprinkle of any light slice of life show, just the tiniest bit. That's what this is. So Gantz, for the people who don't want to watch a show that is insane, is in short about, okay, without going into actual Gantz spoilers, like, because there's like the first half of Gantz, and then there's the second half of Gantz. And the second half of Gantz is not animated. But if you watch the anime, the first half of Gantz is people die, one direct priority. Then they get recreated. And they are required to participate in the game that Gantz has for them. And they get points. And those points can let them earn things, including their freedom, or reviving other people who died. And the main character in Gantz is not a great guy in the first couple episodes, and he gets slightly less terrible throughout the entire show until he becomes a full-on hero, yada, yada, yada. But eventually he's like, I'm going to revive everyone. That's essentially what's going on in One Direct Priority. We're starting off with somebody who's not a bad person at all, but who is just shy to herself, bullied, doesn't have a high opinion of herself. And then she's going to learn that she can rescue people. And then as she learns that, she's going to meet new people who die, who she knew, and then wants to rescue them. And then she has to get rescued because she might die. And it's Madoka Magica, right? If you've seen Madoka, you know exactly what I mean about other people rescuing the main character. I've seen more than that. And so on and so. It's actually a pretty good formula, I gotta admit, as far as like intrigue goes. I mean, hopefully, people don't do this to death, because I can only think of those 2 shows. But yeah, it's a really nice combo of like almost a slice of life. It's not even remotely, but almost, like, it's got that kind of like loose feel to it. It's like it knows where it's going. It knows where it's going. When they're at like a good clip, it's got the danger of Gantz and the danger of Madoka. It's got the very it's very pretty, but it's not stylish. But she's basically a magical girl. She uses like a pen, and it's just like, it's a weapon now. And you're like, what?
Yep. She did that jump off of a building, and it was like the coolest thing. Like the coolest shot, just because that's the moment where she was like, I'm going to fight for my friend. And I wonder if that's what happened to Kaito-chan, why she killed herself, that she didn't fight for her. And so she's like, I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm going to do the thing. But I'm interested in seeing like the growth she goes through, kind of like Madoka, where she starts off with this very lame, like, one-off wish that becomes like to save the world. Like, such a good series, Patrick. You gotta watch it.
I will watch it. I apologize. I know it's great. I know. I couldn't help myself. It's but spoil like parts of it, but I don't know the whole main story, so I still will watch it with with clean eyes after I don't know 10 years. It is
I'll
a
tell you
long
what,
yeah. It's
I
a
don't
long
know
So good.
what show I watched, but there was a time and place where Monica was like brand new or relatively new, and someone was like, "You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I watched something that was not Madoka at all, and the girls in the
Right.
opening scene looked like they were basically 12-year-olds trying to like hump each other, and I was like, "Pass." And so I didn't watch Monica for like another 10 years after that.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
You were
I don't
tricked.
know what I
Madoka.
watched
That's not
because I
Madoka.
didn't want to find out. I was like, no.
I think the keyword that tricked you was magical or something like that. You're like,
Yep.
nope, something wrong with that. Magical girls. When you must have typed in magical girls, like, nope, this ain't the
You
show
got the
for me.
wrong show.
I don't know what it was, but it was
Yeah.
definitely not Madoka because I was like, everyone likes this show way too much. What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
And then it was like, this is on Netflix. This is the wrong show. Let me see.
Yeah.
It was a completely different show. Couldn't figure it out. But real quick, because I do want to talk about the things I had less love for. I think the sub, the dub is fantastic. The voice acting is really good in English. Like I was like,
Yeah,
yep,
I do agree.
this little girl has problems. She needs to go to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
She needs help. Oh my God. I want to help you. Like that was it. And it hit perfect. Like the rest of the cast, I probably wouldn't have noticed, but the main character, I was like, yep, this is the best voice acting of however old she is, young girl.
I'll have to check out the English then.
Funimation only had the first two
I do
episodes
agree.
in English,
Yeah.
so I went ahead and just knocked those out. I'll probably switch back to Japanese or switch to Japanese to watch the rest of it, unless I really
It's good.
slow roll it until June
It is.
when the next season comes out.
I would say, other than Puella Magicka, Madoka, I can never remember the
Madoka.
name. PMMM.
Ooh,
It reminds me of
PMMM.
Serial Experiments Lane, where it's like there's the reality and then there's the other like existence where it's not quite reality, but they influence each other. Just that she's like quote unquote immortal in this other world, but the wound she sustains there while she's dreaming translate to the real world.
Right.
And in the dream world, the other, I'm supposing there's more girls that come from eggs, that it's all real for them. Like, I just like that play on like that what happens in one will influence the other.
Well, I can guarantee you that there are a lot of eggs.
Yeah, I saw that one girl. She
Yeah.
was like she's trying to get the golden toy, just getting eggs.
Yeah. It's so funny because like at the end of the episode 1, you see the girl, like the cool looking one. She's just cranking like a gacha machine, and a gacha machine is basically you put money in it and you crank it with your hand, and then like a little toy capsule toy comes out, and there's just a bunch of eggs, and she just like keeps on going for it, and she's filling her briefcase full of like what essentially are like toys in like in the real world. But there's like a bunch of eggs, and she has like a little basket like, I'm gonna save all of these girls or whatever. And it's like, wow, this is the badass right here.
Do we call them gacha machines here in America? Like, because we can put a quarter in those things and get the toy out. What are they called?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what we call it in English, but I think the term we call it is like a gacha machine in Japan. But in English, I've never really heard anyone call it by like a gacha machine.
Yeah, we're just like, we just want to get a toy.
The capsule
Yeah.
toys, right?
Probably
The
capsule
toy.
machine. Something like that.
Mhm.
Capsule toy machine. I think that's probably what we call it.
The closest.
Have you guys encountered a capsule, like one of those things, but it's for candy? Like they just
Yep.
like
Yep.
I always question that sometimes.
I like the idea of those, but I've never used one and like felt like it was worth it. Like I'm like, what's
You've
right?
never-
It's like that's not enough candy.
You've never put a quarter in
No, I've
just
done
to
it.
get a handful of runts?
I've done it,
But-
but I always felt like it was not
Exactly.
worth the money. I was like, that's not enough.
The only reason it wasn't worth the money is because you get so many of the banana ones. It's like banana.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, like kind of questionable. Like, wait a minute, they're not packaged. They're just like, here's a bunch of cereal.
Here's some Skittles.
Exactly.
Man, this is amazing.
Okay, real
I like
quick
it.
sidetrack because I always think of this. Anyone familiar with Ron Funches? He's got this one joke.
Yeah.
He's got this
Yes, I
one
do.
joke where at the very end of his set, like it's a whole set, but at the end he just says Skittles and he throws them at people, and that's what I think of every time I hear of Skittles now. And I think Ron Funches, who is doing, as far as I know, well for himself. He's on TV and I think he's on a TV show, but I think he needs to be the official spokesman for Skittles. So.
Yes, that I will piggyback on that recommendation, Ron Funches.
I'll look into it
Look
because
'em
I
up.
love Skittles.
You gotta watch that skit. Okay, so shall we move on?
What don't we like about
Yeah,
it?
we can move on to what do I like about the show? It's kind of a difficult question,
Mhm.
but I guess Vicky, why don't you start us off first?
I kind of don't like the slow pace of it. I know it's done that way on purpose and it's very intentional, but it's kind of like I don't know. I'm so used to watching like faster paced stuff like Skate the Infinity, like you get right into it. But
Mhm.
it
Right.
does work for like the emotional build up to like something terrible has happened and they're just building up to it. I'm like, can we just get to it? Like not get to it, but it's just a little slower pace than my usual.
I want to see more dead girls.
Oh no, Corey, this is what you don't like about it. No, Vicky, you're right. You're right. This show demands like your attention. Just like
Mhm.
see every frame slowly, like observe what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is a slower pace. Yeah.
I guess it shows off like that her life is lonely very well, but it's like, damn, your eyes are cool as hell. You're getting bullied by these girls. Like in college, you'll be a hit girl.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Confidence will take you a long way. I mean, if she was like, like she was super cocky about it, like I got the best eyes in the world, it would change everything.
Mhm.
But when you're an anxious kid, you don't know that.
Yeah, no, you don't.
But what
Yeah.
I'm not super. I mean, again, I like to nitpick because I feel like that's my job on this podcast. So she went from being like super quiet and to like murdering things with pens. Like
Yeah,
she
it's a
had
big jump.
no real dilemma at all with like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start killing shit. Like it was just like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't want me to be in the bathroom, I'll leave. I'll just sit out here awkward and wait. To, oh, we're running. I mean, I guess to, oh, okay, woo, murder with pens, like magical pen, like didn't question it. Was just like, yep, let's go. We're doing this. And then in the next episode, I want to say, she goes and works to save another girl. Complete like badass not transformation, but she was just so on it. No doubt, no hesitation. Like, and everything we've seen in her past shows a complete lack of self-assuredness.
I kind of wonder if that's because of her friend. Like she was thinking of her and like the intense, like we're friends now, we're best friends now.
Yeah.
And that she's craving that, and then once she finds out that she can maybe bring back her friend, she's all in.
And I believe it. I'm just, like I said, I'm nitpicking.
No, I kind of agree with that. The switch, like you said, from like complete, because it spends like 20 minutes or like 15 minutes of her characterization, like she's the silent, doesn't fight for herself, and then the one switch happens, and like it's not as believable as if she gradually, do that. But again, it is just one episode where they have to like give her the power boost, like confidence boost right then and there.
And I think the balance is right. Do we do like a Miraniki where the main character is not confident for 6 episodes before they try to murder somebody? By the way, anyway, or because you said it was slow, it was like slow, deliberate pace. Or do we just say like, look, we know that this is going to be a slow paced show. We have a lot to tell. So are we going to spend 2 episodes, minimum 2 episodes of her being like, and then having people die around her, or her trying to like make herself do stuff? Or are we just going to have her think about it and say, well, I guess I can be brave to save my friend, and then that be explained, which would have been better, but still kind of shoehorned in? Or just say like, look, she wants to save her friend, so she's going to start murdering people, and also these are her new friends.
Right. And I do like just if we're gonna have to do that, I do agree. Let's just give her the confidence, and so that we could get the action going. Because that again, when she jumps, when she does the jump and does that giant attack and just destroy the villain. Like that was beautiful and very simple. But like yes, let's jump cut to her powers right then and there.
I don't know. It feels like it was deliberate in the storytelling because before the girl, I think it was before she broke the egg and she saw them writing like "die" on her locker and the announcement like, "What do you do if you see someone being bullied? You don't see anything." Because before she jumped, she was like, "I'm tired of not seeing. Like I'm gonna see." So she fights back, seeing this girl being bullied. Yeah. I don't think she went into it meaning to kill somebody.
Well, I mean, not
right.
I mean, again, most people don't think I'm going to go murder some people today, but I do like to point out the fact that violence as a means of achieving our goals is a very simple thing to draw, animate, put into a show. We generally don't, think our way out of problems as much in entertainment. So I'm going to call it murder because it's
a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
Okay, yeah. I want to bring that. Vicky brought up the best word that I just wrote down. I wrote down on my book like metaphor. Like just so. It's not a criticism to the show because I do like these kind of shows are very thinky and like heady anime, right? But this anime is what I like to call like the symbolism anime, where it's just like everything you can take or everything that happens, you'd be like, oh, like this is a metaphor for this, and this symbolizes that, like. Her nosebleed symbolizes puberty, she's going through her period or whatever. And the eggs are like little chickens.
The eggs are little chickens.
The eggs are like little chickens and like they're
being right. The egg is a little chicken.
Yeah.
That's the order it goes in. Also, just so you know, because it's Easter, because Easter's coming, eggs come from rabbits, which are little chickens. The eggs are.
First of all,
but they're also rabbits.
Easter is based on Ostara. Eggs and bunnies are symbolisms of rebirth, which I think this show is very heavy on because the girl's dead. She's like, if I save people, will she come back to life? It's like, she might come back to life, but not as the girl. Like, it might be her soul gets to be reborn.
Right. Or she's going to be reborn and not the way, she wants her to be. But I guess like, my criticism is like, again, it's not real criticism, but it's just like this anime is so much, it holds like so much deeper meaning or like things you could look into, and it kind of feels like, I mean, I feel conflicted because some parts are straightforward, but some parts aren't straightforward, and it's just like I'm not totally sure what the show is trying to do or like talk about. Like, I guess of course, again, it's about trauma. The first episode is about bullying and whatnot, but there is like I feel like a lot of people who would watch it off of the service with it, like just like, what am I actually watching, or what is this trying to tell me? But
based on the two anime I previously discussed, what's going to happen is the beetle is an alien from outer space, and they're trying to prepare all of the little girls to turn into witches so that other little girls can kill them over and over again forever, and they're going to steal their energy. And then
I think you summarized the wrong anime.
I summarized two of them. And that's what this is. It's those two. I'm not going into more details because the answer is crazy. Also, I was going to mention Geltner. Geltner came out, I want to say, 2 seasons back in, let's call it fall 2020. It might have been earlier. I don't really remember. But basically, an alien from space, because that's where aliens come from. Unless, never mind. Anyway, he comes down and crashes, and then all of the other aliens on his ship are turned into coins, and he wants to collect the coins. And so the alien, being an alien, has super magic powers, science, and gives other humans the ability to basically recreate their bodies to be more what they want. So Geltner is also like a 7 on the ecchi scale, maybe a 6. I forget what we put it on there. But anyway, Geltner, his main character, gets turned into a big giant stuffed animal with a gun, and he has a zipper on his back. And the female character, who makes the show a 7, goes inside of him by unzipping him and controlling him. and it's all squishy and wet and meat-like, so it's gross in every possible
it's
way.
It's a meat bodysuit.
So, yeah, it's a meat bodysuit, super gross, and all sorts of stuff happened in that show. But yeah, also that
Sounds like a 7 at least.
collect stuff, right? Fight stuff. They die. Don't die. Have superpowers, and then you bring it to someone else so that you can get your wish taken. Geltner, but also this show, but also Gantz, but also Madoka.
But also Dragon Ball Z.
Japan just likes collecting stuff. Also Dragon Ball.
Also,
no, sorry. I was just reaching straws like the Dragon Balls, right? Like grab all the Dragon Balls, but no, we're gonna take those for our wishes because you said wishes. Like, oh, Dragon Balls do grant wishes.
No, I think I've discovered that Japan likes to collect stuff.
Yeah.
Also,
of course.
Dead Man Wonderland.
Did not watch that. I watched one episode randomly, so I didn't know what was going on.
It's a good show. It's
Did you get
kind of like no, it had a full season or full show.
It didn't get the full manga anime treatment.
How far the manga went, but I know that there was a full.
I don't know. I respect any statement on that because I don't know. I watched one episode.
And it had a kick-ass opening song.
Oh yeah, that's all I know from that show. And that the crazy girl looking. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the next part. Is would we continue watching this show? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I definitely will continue about this show. This show, at the end of the day, is about friendship and whatnot. But for me, it's all about the mystery because I really feel invested. Like, what is this going to be? What causes her friend, to jump off and commit suicide? After you watch episode 2, you feel like there's like more scandal. It's hinted with the bullying and whatnot. But yeah, I really do like these kind of weird psychological / horror / drama-esque show.
Yep.
And yeah, how about you, Vicky?
Same. I am engaged in the story, and just the art is just so good. Like it makes you want to watch more. Just also to find out like why is the world like this? Why is she like that? Why did Kaito? Well, just why eggs?
Exactly.
Why gotcha machines?
I wrote down.
It's all a metaphor. It's all a metaphor.
Also, Aka and Yoraka, like what's with them?
Yeah.
They're so
dolls
weird.
That are they're playing a game or something.
The ones like yo.
When I saw her drop the egg or throw the egg or whatever it was, and then it got bigger, I immediately thought of Aladdin, and I was like, phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty egg space, because it got huge, and she just popped out of it. Yeah, I've been on my Aladdin kick lately, so I've just been thinking about it and wanting to sing songs.
Arabian Nights.
Best song. God, I'm so mad. I understand why they had to edit it, but I'm also like, so good. I love that song.
Are you talking about the new Aladdin?
No, I actually
action,
did watch a live action Aladdin very recently, but it's not as good as the original for obvious reasons because the original is amazing.
The original is GOAT.
It's amazing.
So
got to watch that in class one day, and I was like, "This is amazing."
It's a good day
class. I love this.
So yeah, I am gonna watch more of this show. You can't stop me.
Yep.
Yes.
Do I want to have feels? No. But am I gonna? Yep.
You're gonna have all the feels. This show is gonna beat you up. You're gonna face your traumas, but it's gonna try to give you some sugar. It's gonna give you that sugar at the end of the episode.
What are some other shows that are emotionally terrible?
Terrible
in the best way. In the best way.
Drama, and it's bad. It's like the kind of drama where you're gonna cry after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Patrick, that's you. That's all you. You got that covered.
Well, I love anything from Key, like Animation Key. Like they make the Clannad. There's Canon, or like, Clannad is basically like the emotional field. It's famous for that, making you cry after like watching a few episodes in. You feel invested for the characters. You learn about the tragic backstory. It resolves, you cry, and then you move on to the next character and their tragic background. But it just takes maybe 2 episodes for that to resolve. One Day Priority is going to do that for every episode. probably, and maybe there'll be like a 2-parter. But every episode, I assume, is gonna be a girl and their trauma and how we defeat it, I guess. But that's a good question. What is another emotionally inducing anime?
What do you think about Claymore?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah.
So I'm the only one who's seen Claymore. I don't have a super good memory of Claymore, but it was definitely. I won't say it's like the most emotionally gut-wrenching show out there, but it was something. There was something to it. It's also more of a shonen, but it's a good show. I recommend it if you want to at least give it a shot. If you don't feel like it's going anywhere, we'll say 3-episode rule, then just drop it, because I don't think it's that long. It might be more. It might be 12 episodes, but if you're looking for something that has at least some emotional oomph to it, Claymore is not a bad choice. I'm thinking more romantic comedies because that's generally what I watch.
Right.
I
thought of an anime.
All of those. Higurashi.
I thought of the anime. Higurashi. So yeah, I was gonna say Higurashi fits this type of anime for me. It's about friendship, even though it has a lot of horror and gore in it. At the end of the day, it's about friendship, guys. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know if I want to recommend School Days, but I've heard about that.
No, you don't. You don't recommend that. You don't recommend that at all. Cori,
School Days?
That's for Vicky. Vicky knows.
I
haven't seen it.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard about that, and I'm like, I've heard of
okay. Let
me just say this: dude cheats on people and gets murdered for it, and then those people die.
Wait. What?
Main character cheats on people and dies because of it, and then they die too.
I'll have to watch it just to fathom it, I guess.
Yeah, Vicky, let's say there are episodes where it's, a 5 out of 10, but there are episodes that are definitely 10 out of 10.
I got a slightly better way to describe this for you. School Days was a visual novel. And when they animated
visual novels,
they animated a bad ending.
Yes, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dang.
They were like, and I know this is literally what they did because there's the good ending. No, they're like, let's take the one where he messes up the most.
Yes.
Dang.
Which I honestly think was a good choice.
Yeah, I have to say they've got a lot of confidence in doing that, because if you could imagine, like, for example, let's say Naruto. Let's take Goku. Let's take Dragon Ball Z, where let's say Goku dies, which he does in the anime, right? But that's the bad ending for a particular route, But it's like, yeah, it's like the what if scenario for School Days, but let's pick the worst what if scenario and animate that, broadcast that with all of its glory, with murder and sex.
And it was not even like a well animated show. Like it's really just kind of low bar, like early 2000s, like just not great. Like if you thought the art in Ice Shield was a little old, School Days is gonna kill you. Like it's just low. And again, I have not watched the actual anime. I've just watched YouTube videos about the actual anime and read about the actual. I'm like, Joe, nope. So yeah.
There's one anime. I'm not sure if you have seen it, but it's called Anohana.
Oh.
The flower we saw that day, and that's a very, very, very sad show.
There's movies
also about friendship.
I can think of some movies that have that emotional oomph. Like The Girl Left Through Time, I think is pretty good.
Yep, that's a good one.
The one where
Wolf Children.
Haven't seen it.
It is sad beyond belief.
Barefoot Gin?
Tears streaming.
Have either of you seen Barefoot Gin?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. I haven't actually seen it. I just heard about it. I think it's about some guys or a kid who survives like Nagasaki getting blown up.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think. Or it's an allegory. It's about nuclear war somehow.
I mean, Grave of the Fireflies is right on there. If
maybe that's what I'm confused.
Grave of the Fireflies.
One of those.
Yeah.
Sad.
Have fun with that.
I remember watching that at middle school. Our middle school teacher let us watch that, and I remember him crying because I was like, yes, this was a show, like the movie, like he was gonna teach us about, and it was something for middle school to watch. Great stuff.
That's traumatizing for middle school kids.
Yeah, it's
Like,
You
dang.
know what though?
there.
If more middle school kids were worried that we would kill ourselves with bombs, maybe more middle school kids would learn how not to kill each other with bombs.
Well, I guess it's no different than watching Roots in middle school.
Yeah.
That's a.
We didn't even watch the whole thing. They just showed us the worst part, and they're like, done.
Oh no, I've seen the whole thing twice. And both times when I was a kid, and I'm like, never again.
Really?
Yeah.
Never again. Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Bamboozled. I watch that every 10 years and then cry.
Oh my gosh. You know, I need to watch that.
Like, not
I
again.
need to watch those.
Yeah.
But no.
Let's see what else. I feel like Utena was definitely it had emotional parts, but not too much.
As someone who is currently still watching Utena slowly, I watched one episode in the last week. No.
No, further on, and it's more just like the
You gotta get 24
overall...
episodes in, and then it gets good.
just watch that last ending.
Adventure.
Just watch the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, I suppose it's more about the build-up and just the overall journey. But what else? Promare, great movie.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it like emotionally
sad. Yeah,
I'm not gonna cry over Promare.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's stuff that gets you real hyped up, but that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I feel sad or I feel empathetic. Empire Sinks. I haven't watched it, but I get the impression that stuff will hit you in the gut. Or did I say Empire? Tokyo Sinks.
Tokyo Sinks.
Yeah, I think I said Empire.
Is that the one with the earthquake, right? The earthquake and everyone's like trying to escape. Yeah.
Yep. Basically,
number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, number 6. I think
brought that up before. It's a bit emotionally a gut punch.
Yeah. Anytime a lot of people just die, like that's usually a show where they're like, "We're serious."
Actually,
feel
Assassination Classroom. I can't finish it because I don't want to be sad because I know I'm going to be. I've already seen the spoiler and like just seeing that part of it, I was like tears, and I was like, I can't finish this.
It's great manga. I read that. I was like, yep, this is my thing now.
I brought this earlier. I brought this up earlier, but you guys have to watch A Silent Voice. Koi no Katachi is the Japanese word name for it. But it's also about bullying too. It's about bullying and a redemption. The main character bullies this girl who is deaf, and so like when they're in middle school or like elementary school, and then it's this redemption arc of he meets her again in high school and tries to like fix what's right and try to like be friends with her, and while he's in high school. But that one will make you cry. It's a good one, and I recommend it. I will always recommend that movie.
A sort of a side benefit of the world of Rurouni Kenshin, the movie Samurai X, that's pretty good. And my cat's meowing. Everybody.
Yeah, I heard him. He was like, yes.
He agrees with you.
Yeah, Samurai X. That movie's pretty good, and it's definitely not as silly, goofy. It's drawn amazingly. The animation's really good, especially for the time. Yeah, it's like OVA / movie. They did one of those.
Right, that's the movie, right? Because it's kind of like there's Rurouni Kenshin, and like Samurai X is like its own standalone story, or kind of, right? Yeah.
Because they couldn't get the rights to the name. It was a weird thing back then. Back in the before times. But yeah, I think we're all going to watch Wonder Egg Priority. Let's kind of talk about the things that we've completed in the last 13 weeks. Patrick, have you completed any 12-episode runs so far?
I have not completed. No, I haven't. I need a speed run, guys. I need to watch Mushoku Tensei.
Yep.
I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen is now on the second season. I just have to like watch the 24 run on that. I want to get back into the Spider show. For my Isekai boom, and I want to watch this show. So I kind of like those 4 are my priorities, but man, just don't got the time. And you know what?
Pretty Derby?
Pretty Derby. You know what?
Look,
no, I'm not gonna. You would think I would be the one to watch that show, but I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot.
Look,
watch
the
that show.
cast on that girl. You just really got to touch him, right?
You know, I would. I'm gonna Wikipedia that show because the last episode, she's gotta win. She has to win on the last episode, right?
I don't think she deserves to win. Not in the first season.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, you're making her go.
I don't
How
know
many
if this
seasons?
Mm-hmm.
2 seasons in a movie and then she gets to win, or is it like Pokemon and she never wins?
I think she should never win.
Oh, so it's a Pokemon situation. It's an Ash Ketchum.
Poor Ash.
Well,
yes.
but Ash does win.
He never
Sometimes.
wins the. Well, okay. I think
he never wins first place. He never wins first place,
he
right?
literally just won like the first time recently or something. I don't.
But Ash is also 8 years old. Like, why would an 8-year-old deserve to win against like
Other
a
8-year-olds.
20? Like, other 8-year-olds, but also like grown adults. Like,
Look. If we should talk. You want to hear me talk shit about something? I will break down how crazy this Pokemon world is.
oh,
I
that
can do that
reminds
off
me.
my head and just go.
Yeah.
I
I gotta watch Love This too, but
that's you.
sorry.
Oh
But
yeah.
Magical Girl Ore, that was emotional. I cried during that for sure.
Really?
Yes.
That's
I
an
don't
emotional
see it.
show.
I've seen what 3 episodes of that. I don't think we're
No.
You would have
By
tricked
the
me.
last episode got me
Okay.
like tears.
Look, I mean,
Oh, my
like
God.
I got teary eyed at the end of Outlaw Star, but that was because I love the music, so I can't judge you too much.
Mhm.
Okay, so Vicky, we know that you just loved, Scar and the Prey Tear. You gonna watch that some more?
It did have pretty boys, but they killed off the main one that I would have watched more, like the interaction between the two. So I'm like, maybe not.
So you're switching back
Plus-
to Skate. I get it.
Well, yep, Skate the Infinity, Mushoku Tensei, Jujutsu Kaisen, Redo of Healer, of course.
Oh boy, I'll forget
in
about
fact-
that one.
Question: are you actually going to try to finish Redo of Healer?
Hell yes, I am. I'm at least halfway through. I have to finish. I
feel
just
like
don't
you
have the
haven't
time.
watched episode 7.
I think I got to 8.
Okay.
So I just they should be all out
there
now, and I
any
can just
more
like
rape?
watch it.
Or were they cool last time you remember?
Oh boy.
I haven't watched it since the last time we talked about it.
Okay.
Just no time, too much anime, too much happened.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be my nice relaxing view.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
that'll be your palate cleanser anime. Get all this good stuff away from me.
Did you actually finish any? Did you finish like 12 episodes?
I haven't finished anything,
Okay.
and I want to so bad. And it's like the further we go on, there's more and more that I want to finish.
I know.
Yep.
Mhm.
See, this is called like the harsh cycle of anime or TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
You pick one up, but then you already have all the things in the past that you want to watch. And you pick another one up, and you just have 3, and then the baggage of anime is just like, geez, I'm not gonna get this done.
That's why you just be careful. You just pick few and then you watch them in bunches and then you just back off. So like, I'm definitely better than I used to be, but I definitely have a long list of stuff that I either want to rewatch, which will never happen, or I want to watch or have been recommended, like from Vicky, or like Nichijou. Like you always are like Nichijou. I'm like, yeah, it's on my list.
Nichijou is funny,
Mhm.
but Daily Lives of High School Boys is funnier.
I watched it. I finished that. I'm
Yes.
good. I still think the best all-time slice of life is always going to be.
The one we don't talk about.
No, shut up.
Azumanga Daioh.
Azumanga
Azumanga
Daioh.
Daioh. That's
Great King
That's good.
Daioh.
love Azumanga Daioh.
I love. It's so good. It's so good.
It is.
All right. Real quick before I talk about what I finished, because I'm awesome like that. Favorite character, best character, Azumanga Daioh. Patrick.
It's obviously Chio, right? The little.
Okay, Chio. Is
I love
that a combo, best and favorite?
Ah, man, that's a tough one. I mean, personally, she does. I don't know. I like she does. She adds too much to the show that I think she's the best.
Oh, she adds a
makes
great
that show
amount to the show. I think about
Yeah, I think she's the best.
Ikarimasho.
She's the best. Or even that bird, or even the dad bird character. Like I don't know.
Oh, the
there's,
cat?
There's so many.
Yeah.
The cat bird.
Yeah.
I wish I was a bird.
What? All right, I really need to watch
Oh, God.
all of Azumanga
References.
Daioh.
Sorry, references.
Azumanga Daioh is great in English and Japanese,
It's great.
by the way. I watched it
Yes.
at least twice. And I probably watched it 4 times because I keep showing people and then watching it with them. Like, is one of those shows I will watch more than one. I'll be like, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the rest of this.
If that's the one with the girl whose pigtails fell off,
Yes,
Yes.
then she is my favorite because that was hilarious.
She is the best.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna be the odd person out.
You're just okay. I'm already gonna predict. You're gonna pick. I don't know her name, but the samurai kind of like.
No,
I don't know their names.
What? No, there's no samurai.
Is there a black-haired girl? Because
the black hair, the tall, black-haired girl.
Okay,
yeah, that's her.
Best character, Osaka. I don't even remember her real name.
Yeah,
Osaka's the best character in that show. Period. But yeah, the girl who loves cats and she's super tall and she has black hair.
That's the one.
Yeah, she's probably my favorite. But I still want to lean back and say, no, I really like Osaka because that was my first thought. Elevator, escalator. Every time I'm at a place in the mall, that's what I think. Elevator, escalator. Just stupid quotes. Shishi Aibini. Like constantly in my head. I love Azumanga Daioh. It's probably one of the first box sets I ever bought. With just period, just like, yep, I'm buying this. I hope it's good because that's what you did back then. You just bought stuff. Like, hey, this isn't up
just to give it a
anime. What? What is this, Cori?
Buying
anime.
What's that?
Yeah. Back in the old days, you had to buy it to watch it.
Oh man. Oh, I still think Right Stuff is great, but I don't buy things from them very much anymore. But yeah, so the stuff that I finished watching this last 12, I caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen. I started watching My Hero because that came out last week. But I know.
New season's out?
Yes.
No one told me?
I did just now.
No.
Happy Easter. What was it? Oh yeah, I'm up to date on Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, nice.
I finished Panty and Stocking. You're welcome, everyone. It's I even looked up the Wikipedia article, and it was like they had gotten done because it was like Trigger, I think, that did this. They're like they got done off of Gurren Lagann, and they're like, "What if we did something crazy?" And then they did. It's like, "Yep, it's crazy." And they're like, "Yeah, it was based off like American style cartoons." But I'm like, "Yep, this is Powerpuff Girls with sex in it. That's what this is, and I love it."
Yep, it exactly is.
So I finished that, and then Spider. No, obviously the other shows that I said I wasn't going to watch, but I wanted to do Spider and Boonies, and I didn't get back on those at all. I think I'm on like episode 4 of Spider or 5, and then I'm on like 3 or 5 of Boonies. Yeah,
that's what I would watch too because it's a bit like 7 Deadly Sins, but or not 7 Deadly Sins, but it's a bit like One Punch Man. But
which one?
Oh, the Boonies,
as a kid.
yeah.
Boonies? Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
That's true. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that a lot.
Yeah.
Again, dumb Superman. You're right.
Himbo Superman.
Himbo Superman.
All right. So some things to talk about going forward. Our second season coming out, and we got a list of anime. I'm a little less excited about these. I'm just gonna kind of go through the list. So we got My Hero season 5. We got Spider Isekai that continues. One Piece. We got Isekai Moho to Shokan Sojo no Dore Majutsu, which is I forget the actual what it was called. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. There it is.
Oh boy.
Season 2, which I have, or I guess Lambda. What the hell is that? Anyway, so for some reason they decided that they needed to make a second season of that.
Oh my goodness.
I have 100% watched the previous season. It's fine. Like I might watch it.
No,
if I get bored.
Oh boy.
It's definitely got like ridiculously proportioned characters and lollies, and then the character who you thought was a lolly, but she's not even lolly enough for the lolly who's the real lolly. So yeah, there's that. What is this is the one that looks like it's Fairy Tail, but it's not Fairy Tail.
Mm.
Is this Seven Deadly Sins? I think it's Seven Deadly Sins. You got Slime spinoff, Boruto. You got
Never
what was
heard
it
of this
called?
one. Mighty Mashita.
Yeah, that one.
Iru Maskun?
Yeah,
Never seen this one.
I've seen like 3 episodes of the first season. It's fine. It's not my cup of tea. It's good. Like I don't think it's bad. It's just not like I'm not even remotely gonna continue watching that.
Shaman
Shaman
King. And
King.
okay. Then this next one we have to watch
Oh, you want to watch
for
that
we have to watch Ijira Naide Nagatoro-san, which
one?
is
So yeah.
yeah, it's gonna. I mean, we don't have to watch it the next right now, but eventually that's gonna be a pick.
Well, let me say this: as someone who just recently like got like full face deep into what was it called? Something wants to hang out with you. What's her name?
Oh, jeez. The stock
I have to
that the
pull it from
perverted the girl with the perverted girl thing anime or like
That's her
the
face
where the
anyway. Yeah.
where the world is like what is it? How do you even explain it?
Okay, wait. I'm
It's
not
a
even sure I know what we're going for right now. I'm gonna look up what I'm trying to tell you I already watched, so I can explain why I want to actually look at that one. You tell me what you're doing.
is it okay? Is it with the girl who puts the panties on her face?
Oh, I am watching that though.
Yeah,
Of course
yeah.
you are.
That
Of
show
course.
is the show's good, but that show goes crazy.
I was gonna say
That
that show
show.
is. I was gonna say E.G. Nagatoro-san. It might be not in the same. It might be in the same boat, but clearly not as that severe.
Okay,
But it's gonna
so
be like that teasing anime.
okay, so the show we're talking about now is Shinometa,
Yes.
or Shimoneta. Sorry, a world
The
or a
pervy
boring
one.
world where dirty jokes don't exist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I recommend this show, but do not watch it in front of people who will judge you. Do not at all, because if they walk into the wrong scene, there will either be nipples or there will be sparkly liquids coming from a lady, and it's hard to explain unless they know what's happened.
Huh.
And
It's
that's like
below redo
those are the
healer.
worst parts. The least bad parts you could like explain to a stranger and still feel embarrassed. But those parts, you're not going to be able to pull that off. You're just like, this isn't porn, and you're like, it looks like porn to me, but it's not. Vicky said so. So yeah.
Huh. No, I said I haven't seen it yet, and it sounds like it's worse than other shows.
Shimoneta.
Yeah, and deserves a higher rating.
I don't remember where we rated it because I don't think anyone had actually watched the whole thing.
No, we
But
haven't.
it's a solid. I don't know. I guess it's a 7.
8.
It's not an 8. It's close though. Well,
You said she.
maybe it is an
You
8.
said it
No, you're
uppercuts
right.
into 10 territory.
Yeah, it's probably an 8.
Does it? Jeez.
Here's the problem with this. So, kind of like your argument about redo healer. It's not every episode, but there's like episode 4 like goes out of its way and just like we are going to earn our rating, and then all the rest of the episodes are much tamer. And then there's like one episode that I think it's episode 10 where like you can see nipple kind of sort of, and then that's about it. Like it doesn't, it has yet, because I'm only on 11 of 12. It has yet to have returned to the extremes of episode 4.
Yeah.
Except for, of course, the sparkly liquid. That's pretty, yeah. So it's at least an 8. You're right.
Yep. I do want to watch it just to be like,
Oh,
what is this madness?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It's a really fun show to watch. I recommend it wholeheartedly. You just don't watch it in front of people who are going to judge you.
Watch it alone.
Yep. Or watch it with people who you want to laugh with and won't judge you. Eden Zero is the one that looks like Fairy Tail. God, what is? Let me look at my history of Funimation. I know I got it somewhere. But are there any shows coming up either you are interested in?
I'm just kind of looking through the list.
I haven't looked at it so much. Let me take a look.
It should be in the normal podcast chat or the normal chat.
Yeah.
Yep, you could go to the, and then how this works is that it shows you all the episodes. So
And
Mhm.
I'm just
is
picking
awesome.
one. Yeah,
So when Vicky
And-
wants to watch her 3 a.m. anime, she can know exactly what time 3 a.m.
Yep.
is. And her neck of the woods.
4 a.m. ATX has the best shows.
Best shows at 4 a.m. Japan time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I am on episode 29 of Revolutionary Girl tonight.
What? Oh, hey, good job.
I'm doing it, you know.
It gets
Hey, I'm gonna do
emotional.
something.
It gets there.
I don't believe you, but okay. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, and then I randomly watched an entire 12 episodes called Grimgar, Ashes and Illusion, because I randomly. Oh, Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. I also watched that. I'm watching too much anime apparently because y'all like nothing, and I'm watching stuff I didn't say.
Hold on, is Zaki-chan the girl with the fang teeth and the
Yeah.
bosoms?
Yeah,
There you go.
the boobs
Yep.
the size of her entire torso, basically. I mean,
Yes,
not
yes.
literally, but they're ridiculous. Yes. So Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Is gives me. I don't know what we're going to call this in the future, but it's basically the girl likes to tease you, and then that's how you get into a romance
Mm.
genre.
We're gonna call it the teasing anime because I feel like the future of this. I can predict the future, and my prediction is that we're gonna have a lot more of those.
Oh heck! Because here's the thing.
A lot more of those.
I originally was like, this show, no. And then I randomly was like, whatever, I'm just going to dick around, play this in the background. And I was like, oh no, I like this show way too much. And as I texted
They got you.
Yeah.
They got you.
As I texted you all, I was like, this is too good. I'm enjoying this way more than
That's why we gotta watch Nagatoro-san.
Yeah, I think we're going to give that a good
concept.
solid one episode and see what happens.
Yeah.
You've fallen into the trap.
Oh,
Exactly.
so hard. Just
And Vicky,
like,
you might too.
Hey, all I'm saying is crush me, senpai.
Stop.
We'll see. The one I want to watch from the new season, Yukoku no Moriarty.
Oh, I've seen the first episode of the first season. Have you watched the first season?
I haven't.
Okay. Let's keep that in mind.
Oh, this is season 2.
Yeah, season
Yeah.
2. Well, let me say this. It's got Pretty Boys,
I
Okay.
mean,
and
I see
it's
that.
got not Sherlock Holmes. So you'll probably like it.
Awesome. I saw the picture and I was like, this looks like something I'd watch. Looks like Rivals.
I saw that picture and I was like, "Yep, that's something Vicky would watch."
It's got boys.
There's a lot of boys on this season. I don't know. I see a lot of boys on the season though.
You know what though? Something I have complained about with minimal people giving a crap is that we have a lot of shows where they put in a female character as the main character, but it's not because she's female and we're like, yeah, we're all equal. It's like she's female, so we know that we can put a pretty girl on the cover of people to watch. Because I feel like that's what's happened. Like they're all the same roles as male roles, but it's not because women and men are equal. It's because women are pretty. And I feel like that's, now maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I feel like a lot of shows have done. They've just said like, what if the character was female? Fate Stay Night.
Yes.
So
Wait,
yeah,
what do you mean Fate Stay Night?
Arthur,
With
King
Arthur.
No, she's
Arthur?
John. She's
Or
John.
Joan of Arc. No, it's
Joan
not
of
Joan of Arc. It's King Arthur in the first Fate Stay Night.
Well, I guess she
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Saber. That's Arthur.
Saber, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool,
I,
and it makes sense.
that's fine. I don't have an actual problem with it. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it's just a bit like Mulan, where it's like, oh, women can't do this, but she hid her identity and was like, became King of England and had to keep hiding. Like, that adds nice background flavor.
I'd rather watch that than be told. But
Yeah, true.
no, I really honestly believe that maybe not a large portion, like not like 50, but like a good amount, like maybe 20 to 25% of anime, at least in the last maybe 5 or 10 years, have decided I could have a male character. This is normally what a male character would do. I'll just make them female, and then they can have nice boobs, and then we can look at them.
Cori, I have to say you are not wrong. You are 100% correct because I mean, if we could turn anything into a little girl, Japan's going to do it. They're going to turn ships. They're going to turn swords. They're going to turn horses. They're going to turn, I don't know, cups, animals into little girls. And, you know, I mean, it's their market. And like I said, you're not wrong. But
I just figured out the next one, right? Board game pieces.
Oh, my goodness. A board game.
Show me the anime, but it's like all girls.
That's a good one.
God.
It's going to be terrible.
Or even mascots, logos. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Voice programs.
Yes.
Vocaloid's very big.
It is. Mm-hmm. All right, so just glancing at all this stuff, like nothing interests me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. So, okay, I think I might go ahead and do bottom tier character, whatever the crap his name is.
Tomazaki.
And then maybe Vicky, we'll try Moriarty. And then Patrick mentioned something. What was it? Oh, right. Nagatoro-san.
Yeah, Nagatoro-san.
So that'll at least get us started. And then I'll pay attention to YouTube and see what's going on. Megalobox season 2 is coming out. Fruits Basket, the last season's coming out eventually. There's a bunch of stuff that I don't think is going to be any good, but you know, who knows? You know, I wasn't going to watch half the shows I watched this season, but here's what happened.
Yeah, we're branching outside of our niches.
And then if we really can't find anything, we'll just either watch random trash or old shows that are great. That we know are great.
Oh, yeah.
Other people haven't seen, like Ranma.
Or I get you guys to watch the very last episode of Redo a Feeler. Just the last one.
Boy.
Everything has to have already been done by that point. It's just pure plot at that point, right?
Plot. Yeah.
It's
plot is right.
Gotta be pure plot.
He's going to find the demon lolly, and he's going to demon lolly that demon lolly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! Episode 12 is going to be the celebration party, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gotta be.
It's going to be the beach episode again.
Yep, it's the culmination.
Yep. Oh God! Don't say it like that. All right.
Yep. All right.
What was I going to say?
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. Okay. So bottom tier character Tomazaki-kun, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
We'll watch that next week. If we have any real actual listeners, please comment, subscribe, bell icons. Tell us if there's a preferred podcast avenue that you want, because I'm looking into actually making that work out. So Spotify or maybe even iTunes. Because obviously right now we are still on YouTube. We're releasing it once a week on Saturdays. We record on Saturdays. If we actually get some real, like, actual people who like listen to us talk about nonsense and me pretend that I hate everything, so I can make criticism about shows I really, really enjoy. Yeah, we can definitely make more of a community out of this, which would be fun. Otherwise, three of us just love talking about stuff. And I keep trying to make them play video games with me with all the time that we definitely have in our busy lives in this pandemic present, and hopefully not so much the future. But yeah, I guess today is a little bit of a shorter episode. I guess it's a good way to sort of round out the end of our 13 episodes here, our first full season starting in 2021. Anything you want to add, Vicky, Patrick, or just a random topic we can throw in at the end?
No, like, this is fun. It'll be funner having, like, listeners be like, whose side of debates do they agree with? shows you want us to watch and talk about. Random comments, love it. Come say hi. You know.
Let us know who is right. Let us know who has the best taste. Let us know, you know. Just vote for Patrick in any argument Cori and Vicky are having.
Hashtag it's for the plot.
Hashtag heal.
Hashtag heal.
Every time, guys.
Jeez.
Hashtag heal.
This is how we started. No. This is how we'll end.
This is how we're gonna end. We have to commit and fancy the last episode for Reader Healer. Because we need to know how that ends. Cori, we need to know how that ends, right? Like, I know you're not going to watch it, not want to watch it, but for homework, for the show, we have to do it.
What you must. You got to do it.
For Genshin.
For Genshin.
For the listeners we started at the bottom and we're still here.
Yeah, you're right. So, what is our Twitter?
Well, our Twitter is at #0 Taku Katsu.
Man, we couldn't get an O, huh?
We could not get O.
Man.
The O was already taken.
You couldn't put all right, never mind. Our email is otaku katsu podcast@gmail.com. OTK. Oh, sorry, I already spelled it wrong. OTAKUKATSU podcast. gmail.com. That should all be on our YouTube channel. If we decide to do any kind of Spotify or whatever, it might be a little more creative. There is other things out there called Otaku Katsu because they're all clever just like me. But because I came up with the name because I'm smart. But in all seriousness, if anyone's actually out there listening to us 13 episodes in, we definitely want to know. I'm all about maintaining that kind of communication and connection with those who we've got. I know a lot of podcasts I listen to, I almost never email and they ask for them and I'm like, yeah, I should, and then I forget. So it's definitely something I want to work on as far as getting us all connected, because why not? If you like listening to us talk, you're probably worth talking to.
Mm-hmm. Tell us your anime-related relationship issues. Do you like anime and your partner doesn't? We'll tell you why you're right and why they're wrong.
we can even tip you. We can give you some tips on which animes to enter. You know, because like you don't show anyone Redo Healer as an intro.
No.
You know.
No, please
don't. You don't do that. You show them something that's of their interest, and there's a show for anyone. You know, anime is just the outlets.
Oh man,
but there is it.
Are they a horse girl? Uma Musume.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That is 100%. If you're dating a horse girl, and I hear great stories from that, but Uma Musume, perfect show.
Hey, look, I will 100% run an extra 15 minutes to address recommendations for. You just tell me what you need. I need a recommendation of an anime to watch at a bachelor party. Got you. I need an anime to watch when I'm about to die because I'm on death row. Got you. Right? I'll give you anything you need. I got a good history. I got a good memory. I haven't watched it all, but I've watched a lot. Apparently more than need to. So
yeah.
And between the three of us, we got like most genres covered, so we're all right.
Yeah.
You looking for forbidden love affairs? I got you.
Oh yeah, you got that. you forbidden love affairs. Man,
I am more of the Valina type. My type is Valina. You know, again, Clannad is the soothsayer if you want some good old romance, high school love. But I also love that horror and craziness. So jump from Clannad to Higurashi, guys.
Do you want high school love, but they become step siblings, and then find out they might be real siblings, but they're not?
Can we not talk about these things?
They're not.
You're getting real close to what we don't talk about, which are forbidden love.
Already talking about
Vicky.
The show. Oh boy.
No, I wasn't talking about what we don't talk about.
We don't talk about
it. We'll talk about where we talk about it.
Eventually.
And don't ask us. We ain't talking about it. Period.
Yeah.
Unless you give me a lot of money. $1 million. Then I'll talk about it.
He doesn't want to see what Cori's trying to say. He doesn't want to crack that egg open and relive that trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Those eggs. Okay, so at the end of Wonder Egg Priority, since it's Easter, does that mean at one of these times she's going to hatch Jesus? Because that would be amazing.
I think.
I hope she hatches a boy. I just want her to hatch a boy, right?
Ooh.
I know.
I assume they're girls. I assume they're all high school
be
girls, right?
aren't they?
Yeah,
could
that's
be
what I
boys.
assume.
Dude, no,
I hope
this
it's
show's
a
going to be 100% girls.
No, I bet there's a boy.
Name one
know.
male character that wasn't those two dudes with the weird faces.
None yet.
The teacher.
I don't even remember the teacher. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those shows where it's just all girls.
I thought it was an all school girl just by like the look of it. I don't know.
I think there'll be a boy, and it'll
I
be
hope
like
there's a boy.
a semi-love interest, but not because he's probably already dead.
Okay, so let's now I got an idea of what to say at the end of here. So we're going to stretch out this podcast some more, and then
Wait. I have one random question. One random question. Is there a boy in Madoka Magica?
Yes,
Ooh.
not that many.
There's any? Okay, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, there's like
Ooh.
one or two boys. Like they're just kind of around, but they don't really do much.
Okay, if that's the case, then they're not really boys. They're just
I really
side
think there's
characters,
like one or two boys in Madoka Magica.
I don't think there was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think there was any, other than Kyubey, and Kyubey doesn't count.
No.
Yeah, exactly. We're not
Well,
counting.
anyway, even if there
Oh,
are,
yeah, go on, Cori.
So here's my theory of how this show is going to go because I don't know anything else about it. So
Yes, baby craft.
this show is Gantz. The show is also Madoka. So basically, one of you, I think Vicky, you said it. Ai's going to die, so someone can revive her, and so
She'll beat an egg.
the whole process is going to be people dying and getting revived. But what's going to happen is Ai's going to die either really, really soon or in the last episode. And so the person who's going to die first is the girl that you meet at the end of the first episode that she talks to at the end of the second episode, because in the second episode they show like how people keep getting hurt, right, doing this. So they're gonna keep doing stuff and going crazy, and then she's gonna start reviving people, and I don't know how they're gonna like actually get revived, because obviously the first girl she met wasn't free yet, as far as I can tell.
Nope.
Yeah.
Right. So random people are gonna like come into her life and leave, and come into her life and leave. And the first or maybe even second time that the same person pops up more than once is when they're about to get revived, and then she's gonna die. And then that person's going to have to try to save her. But Ai's not going to die first. It's going to be the other girl.
I bet it's going to be trying to save Ai.
Mm-hmm. Or
it's going to be like, you
gonna...
shouldn't be here. And she'll get in too much. And then she'll save her, but die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. You mentioned like a lot of small hints that they give to you, like little treats, because the girl that was released in the first episode, the first egg girl, she was like, like she seems to know like how it works, right? She's like, they're not gonna kill you. They're trying to go after me. So it seems like this isn't her first hatch, right? This is her first roller coaster. So I was like, it makes sense that
her first Easter egg roll.
Exactly. This isn't her first attempt or resurrection, because apparently, like, she says, hopefully, like, don't forget me, and then like she disappears. Like, but where does she actually go? Where does her disappearing from that world, does she get awakened into the real worlds, or is that like again another metaphor of something? But clearly she's lived through this world multiple times, right? Again, that's just the mystery.
It's like, how did she know so much? Who was she? But fascinating show. Definitely gonna watch.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, listeners. It's fun.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if you got anything for us, right? If you listen to us week to week, you won't hear this for another several weeks.
Many.
But Taku Katsu podcast, number 0, Taku Katsu at Twitter. And then Sunday we might even open up a Discord. But until then, we'll see you all next week. I'm gonna do. It's mine next week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to do bottom tier character, whatever the heck his name is, Kun. And Vicky, sounds like you know what you want to watch, Moriarty.
Yep, Yu Goku no Moriarty.
Wow. And then if we get to a point where we want to, I think what we'll do is once we get enough people who actually pay attention and commenting and all that stuff, we can start pulling from their expectations of what kind of topics or we want to talk about, questions
What they
we
want
can
to watch.
answer, or,
Yep.
and this is like really the longer term goal, is really have a poll of what do you want to watch? What should we watch?
Yes.
You know, 'cause we know what's coming out every season, so we can always, pull at least 6 episodes per season and get an idea of what people like, and then they can tell me how I'm definitely right and I'm not overly harsh about sex and violence in anime, and how the world should be a nicer place where we don't murder and sex everything in the worst possible ways. We do a viewer.
Hey, some people would agree with you, but some people would also
Want
disagree.
to be the character who gets himself taken back in time so he can get raped again and make sure that they're bad rapist.
I'm just
He
saying,
needed the motivation, like I said.
for reason.
My motivation is, hey, you raping people? Oh, I'm gonna murder you now. That's my motivation.
He needs to get strong first. There's a method to his madness.
Is that how semen works exactly?
He's got to grind, you guys. He's got to grind his powers.
Basically, yeah.
Grind, all right. That's right.
Started with the maids. Look where he is now.
That's not really the problem I had with the show. The maid thing was just a bonus. Like, okay, enjoy that. Have fun. It's the rest of it that was a problem. Anyway.
Take us home.
Well, again, thank you guys for watching or listening to us wherever you are. We have been Taku Katsu on your Easter Saturday, Sunday. I have been your host, Wonder Egg Patrick, and other two lovely hosts, Wonder Egg Cori.
Oval.
And with the hero, apparently, Wonder Girl Vicky.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See ya next time. Bye-bye.
Later.